Hey, how's it going? Today's video is about the original Zildjian Z series cymbals, if you will, which were around from the kind of late 80s till the early 90s before they morphed into the Z Custom line. They were designed for the sort of heavier hitters of the time. So Tommy Lee from Motley Crue, look, I've even got a Motley Crue t-shirt on, but it's a proper one with John Corabi on it. Oh! Tommy Lee from Motley Crue used them. Tommy Aldridge from Whitesnake, Lars Ulrich, even Simon Phillips had one of their Z series rides at one point. So they were very much for their heavy hitters. Joey Kramer from Aerosmith used the Mega Bell ride. We'll get to that. So they were designed for the heavy hitters. Are you going to play jazz on them? No, but you're not meant to. The ride cymbals could be used for, they're a little bit more versatile, but certainly the hats and the crashes are designed with one thing in mind, and that's to cut through and be super loud and aggressive. Kind of like the Paiste Rudes. They were Zildjian's answer to the Paiste Rude range, I guess. So I've always had a soft spot for these. They were the first Zildjian line to use entirely computerized hammering techniques. So when you look at them, they've got very unique hammering patterns. It's because it's all done by computers, supposed to be hand hammered. Still B20 bronze, like all the other high-end Zildjians though. The Z Customs that came after them, I wasn't so keen on. I've owned a few of them over the years, but I just didn't take to them. Probably a nostalgia thing, I don't know. I've used the ride cymbals a lot over the years, even for like pop gigs, because they cut really, really well. The crashes can be really dustbin liddy. I've still got one power crash. It's not a pretty cymbal, but it does the job. I've got a set of original Dino Beat hi-hats as well. Again, that's what Lars Ulrich used to use, so you know you're not going to be playing any Tony Williams grooves on those bad boys. So yeah, so there you go. Another reason why I'm a big fan of these cymbals is that when I was about 14, when I was getting really serious about drumming and doing quite a lot of gigs and concerts and whatnot, my parents bought me an original, well, they were new at the time, a Z series light power ride from Picton Music in Swansea, which has been gone for many, many years. If any of you guys are from Swansea or even Cardiff, Bridgend, you know what I'm talking about. So I bought one from there, and I played it that same weekend in like a county orchestra concert or whatever I was doing at that age. And I remember playing it and thinking, wow, you just touch it and it cuts through the whole band. Was it the right ride cymbal for an orchestra? Probably not, but it did the job. That sounded great. I kept hold of that cymbal for many years, and then I got rid of it because I got fed up with it. And then about 6 or 7 years ago, one came up on eBay and I bought it, and it was really cheap as well, so I went for it. They're kind of one-trick ponies, these cymbals, so they don't hold their value particularly well, because they're good for one thing, basically. So this Z series light power ride, which my parents bought me, was my first pro level Zildjian ride. So that holds a particular place in my heart because of that. I've bought many Zildjian rides since then, but I've always come back to the Z series. So I've got 3 Z series rides. I think there's one that I don't have, which I think is a 24-inch heavy. I haven't picked one of those up yet, but I've got 3 of them. The first one I'm going to show you is the light power ride. You can see the hammering on it. There's a bit of a weird patina on this. Did I say that right? Patina? Yeah. But you can still see the star hammering on it, which is just so cool. So it's a 20-inch light power ride. There's nothing light about it particularly. It weighs a ton, in fact. Decent bell. Yeah, I've used this on sort of pop stuff as well as rock stuff, and yeah, it's a cool cymbal. So the next one, and I picked this up maybe, it was fairly recently actually, maybe 6 months ago. Again, really cheap. This is the Z Heavy Power Ride, and you can see the computer lathing on that. Sort of 5-point, £50 piece for those of us in the UK. Shaped hammering. This one's not in as good nick as the light power ride, but it's cool. I love the sound of the cymbal. Again, I've used it on a lot of stuff since buying it. Really cool. Like that one a lot. And then, then we got the Big Daddy, as they call it. Again, bought this in the last year. Now, this is the 21-inch Mega Bell ride, and look at that. It's a monster. Absolute monster. Again, got the star hammering on it, as opposed to the hexagonal hammering pattern. That's the word I'm looking for. This is just a monster. Absolute monster. This is the one that Joey Kramer from Aerosmith used to use. If you listen to Love in an Elevator, great song. In the middle section of that and the chorus, he's got that heavy shuffle thing going on. It's this ride cymbal. I've owned a couple of Mega Bells. I've owned a Z Custom Mega Bell, which is a cool cymbal, but what I really wanted was the original one, so I waited a long time to get this one. So yeah, that's a monster. I've got a couple of Gigabell Mega Bell rides. They've got a bad rep, you know, people just look at them and go, oh, yeah, what are you going to do with that? I'll tell you what I'm going to do with that. I'm going to be heard. But yeah, no, I've used them for all kinds of stuff and they're great. I love them. So the ride cymbals can be fairly versatile. If you want a lot of, you know, stick definition, you're never going to crash one of them. It'd sound like a sewer cap. But if you want something that cuts through, then they're great. So I'm going to play each one of these ride cymbals for you now. So check it out. Let me know which one you like the most, or hate the most, or hate the least. Like the least, whatever you want. It's all good. I'm going to play them. And yeah, some of you might actually be looking to buy cymbals, I guess, secondhand, so this could be quite useful for you to check out before you pull the trigger on one. Anyway, thanks for watching, and this is what the cymbals sound like.